Hello everyone, my name is Preston Spainhour and today I will be showing you one of my favorite pieces of art. The piece that I chose to cover is located in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It is a bronze sculpture titled Olympic Strength. Created by artist Jon Hair in 2005, Olympic Strength is a work of art that demands attention. The letters USA and bronze Olympic rings hang in contrast to a blue sky background. This sculpture is located on the grounds of the United States Olympic Training Complex. It towers above the courtyard of the center and rivals the Olympic rings in the amount of attention that it draws. The sculpture represents the character traits of an Olympian: strength of mind, body, and spirit. Standing 35 feet tall, it is the largest bronze monument in the state of Colorado and is said to be the most photographed as well. With many meanings that are not visible to the untrained eye, this work is more than what the average tourist would take it to be. Created in 2004, the sculpture immediately became the centerpiece of Jon Hair's portfolio. The United States Olympic Committee commissioned Hair to create the piece, later naming him the only official sculptor of the U.S. Olympic team. Hair studied the arts at Ohio State and went on to become a very successful art director. He did not begin his career in sculpting until the year 2000. Hair has produced a number of notable works since the creation of Olympic Strength, one of the most well-known being the Boilermaker at Purdue University. Olympic Strength has a very fascinating composition that ties each of the individual sides of the piece together. Each side has symmetry but is different in its own way. The 25-foot globe that is being held up is spherical in shape and representational in the way that it depicts our world. The asymmetrical balance of the figures holding up the globe gives them a believable position and portrays strength. Their facial expressions are all very serious, showing determination and focus. The earthy tone of the bronze sets it apart from its vibrant surrounding. The portion of the sculpture that represents the earth has many interesting elements as well. Its appearance to a tourist can be affected by the hue of the sky, which determines the amount of contrast between the bronze and its background. The letters USA and the Olympic rings are the focal points of the globe. They can be seen from many different angles when viewing the piece from a ground level. Olympic Strength is an attention-grabbing work of art with a modern, realistic feel. When viewing the sculpture using the iconographic method, Olympic Strength is a deeper piece that possesses much more meaning. An example of this is the four Olympians that are holding up the globe. As you make your way around the sculpture, you will see a Greek Olympian, a United States Olympian, a United States Paralympian, and a Pan American competitor. Each of these athletes was created with a purpose, and together they show a brief history of the Olympics. The ancient Greek Olympian is the only one that does not have a gold medal around its neck. In ancient Greece, the winners were recognized with olive wreaths, which is why the Greek athlete has one in lieu of a medal. The United States Paralympian has some interesting characteristics as well. He does not have any visible physical flaws. According to Jon Hair, this was because many of the Paralympians that compete at the international level have back issues that cannot be seen with the naked eye. The final two athletes are a woman representing the Pan American Games and a United States gold medalist. The American athlete is there to represent the U.S. Olympic team and the work that it would take to make it. Hair's piece reflects a variety of stylistic influences. It is very aesthetically appealing bronze, giving it some ties to formalism. The sculpture also has a lot of meaning behind its physical appearance, which bears resemblance to iconology. The human portions of this sculpture are the easiest to trace back to specific influences. The ancient Greek Olympian is a great example of this stylistic influence. His face and the cloth that he is wearing are two ways in which the athlete can be tied to the classical time period. The classical period is known for its active poses, which can be seen in all four of the athletes that hold up the 25-foot bronze globe. All four of the athletes also show ties to the period in their physique and extraordinary strength. The issue with this theory is the clothing that they are wearing. The sculpture is modern in design but shows hints of influence from the high classical period in its athletes. The symmetry and structure are very modern, especially in the way that each sport is displayed around the base of the piece. Because it was a commissioned piece with a purpose, I believe that there was not a tremendous amount of freedom for the artist to be abstract with his design. This makes it tough to place the work in any specific category. I chose this piece because I found it inspirational and wanted to learn more about it. Olympic Strength is an awe-inspiring work of art, but it also has many hidden meanings that give it depth beyond what is visible to the naked eye. The thought behind the presentation of each of the athletes was much more calculated and factual than many people would think. Some examples of this are the lack of visible injury to the Paralympian and the use of olive branches on the Greek Olympian. These show that Hair took the necessary time to research for the project prior to sculpting it. After learning more about the piece, I could see it in an entirely new light. It was very inspirational to observe aesthetically, but it was even more so once the thought behind it was brought to my attention. The sculpture is also very functional because of its visibility from the road. The bronze acts as an advertisement for the training center and draws visitors in. I believe that Hair did a perfect job of tying the piece back to the roots of the Olympic Games. He successfully worked the elements of that time period into his sculpting while creating an attractive modern work of art.